Yes, of course.
Yeah, back in, I think it was April, I applied for, I think it was the business rates relief, and you get about
Yep.
10 grand.
Yep.
Because I was at the Innovation Centre at Loughborough University. To save money, I then relinquished my office because I had to come home and homeschool. And at nearly £500 a month, it was quite an expensive business outlay. So I culled that pretty quickly.
Yeah.
Although I'm now a virtual tenant until things sort of settle down, because I've got two children that go to school and nursery, so I kind of need to be at home just in case. But would it? I mean, I'm even thinking. You mentioned then, they're doing like the grants again? Is that the rates relief again? Would it be worth me trying again?
Are you the person that is billed and charged for business rates?
Not of that building, but the person was supplied that information, and we were successful.
Okay, so did your landlord apply for the grant for you and then pass it on to you?
No, we individually applied and were successful.
Well, yeah, try again. If you're still actually in there.
Is it open now?
It's open now. Yeah, it's open now. You can apply for it now.
And do you know how much? What sort of rates? What sort of amounts are there?
It was. 2 seconds.
I'm only saying this because I pay myself. I'm a limited company and pay myself with dividends.
Yeah.
As well as a lower wage. So I've the furlough scheme is not really viable because, one, I'm still working, but it's also not significant.
So grants of up to £934 per 20. Oh, okay, first of all, let's say how much is your rate? What's the rateable value of your business, of the area that you occupy?
What do you mean?
So what's the rateable value of your property?
It was the office was 490 a month.
Okay, so it's less than 15 grand. So the grant is up to £934 per 28-day period for businesses occupying with a rateable value of exactly £15,000 or under on the date of the commencement of the local restrictions.
Right. Okay.
So it's £934 per 28-day period. So because this is we are all under local restriction essentially at the moment for a month. That means you can apply for £934.
I think it's worth trying.
Well, I mean, the worst case scenario is they say no. But the best case scenario, it's a grant, of course, as well, so you haven't got to pay it back.
Yeah. I mean, I've so far avoided bounce back loans, and I know that it's essentially free cash for 13 months, but I'm trying to avoid that if at all possible. That's just my sort of nature, I suppose.
Yeah, I mean, the thing is, it's if you it's really, really cheap lending. It's a cheap investment for I would look at it more as an investment for the business.
Yeah.
If you could get, if I said, I can give you £5,000, don't pay me back for a year. Do you think, and it's not a trick question, but do you think you can make that £5,000 work? Do you think you could make your business better in any way, shape or form, or your marketing better? Bearing in mind, with my marketing, social media marketing, I work with Neil, and we put in 40 quid. Did we do 2 campaigns, Neil? One was for like 40
We did, yes, we did 2 campaigns, yeah.
One was about 80 quid, wasn't it?
Yeah.
But the return was about £8,000.
Wow. I mean, having listened to this, I mean, I'm having a new website built and done by 2 people with the SEO. Was done in the summer, spent a couple of months on that, on and off, and then site's being built now. So there's a significant outlay there. It's just starting to be coded, and it'll be a very, very good, robust site, and well thought out as well. And there's significant outlay there of a couple of grand. I was going to look at local authorities, so the digital growth program, there's LEP in Leicestershire.
Yep.
But I kind of, I'm not sure it was the outlay in the marketing for the site, let's just say, wasn't enough. I'm not sure. I'd have to then spend more money to get the discount or the benefits. So I should have fully explored it, but I kind of just launched straight into it.
With the SEO, was you given any guarantees as well?
Not with the SEO, no. But I am working. The person that's doing the SEO is the partner of the person doing the site. So he is an expert, shall we say, a very, very, very good SEO expert as well. So I do trust in the work that we've done.
I wouldn't also worry or get yourself wound up about SEO too much.
No.
So what I mean by that is, some people will say, "Oh, I'm not top 5 on Google," so your SEO might not be very good, but your social media marketing could be awesome, and you could have a really good, viable business because you are active on social. Your social media marketing is brilliant. We've seen people that are top of the SEO for Google, but their business is awful. You know, it's not indicative. It doesn't mean your business is good or bad. Do you know what I'm saying? So try not to get yourself too worried or too stressed.
No, I'm not worried at all. But I think once the site's finished soon, hopefully before Christmas, the plan N is to do either advertising or marketing campaigns. Now, I've not done them before. I know they're not difficult, but the key is getting them right.
Yeah.
And getting the message right and implementing it, and then making sure that you hit the targets and you see what's working, you measure, you check. It sounds like that's a whole new game for me. So that's not something I've done before.
Well, I mean, I'm sure Neil won't mind, but if you ever wanted to have a chat for free, just to talk it over, Neil is fantastic.
I mean, maybe when my site's finished, the problem is as well is that I do know a lot of people in marketing, you know, and I know a lot of people I trust as well, that would advise. So, but I'm more than happy to have a chat with you guys, and just listening tonight as well. And through this whole pandemic, is what I've realised is that nobody's really that loyal.
No, no one cares.
And I've almost pretty much struggled. I struggled in October. It was my first proper month when I really, really struggled. And my sort of not many existing clients, but there is no loyalty whatsoever. And I've had to go and find new clients. Now I have a plan in place to try and improve that. I'm working with somebody on that for the next sort of 2 months. So maybe a little bit of direct mail, but also a campaign where you're continuously talking to your targets, not trying to sell to them, but just stay in front of mind. So there's a bit of a plan there. But I
just
think
make sure anything that you do is measurable, you know. So what we've like direct marketing works, it really does work. I know, Neil, you're an advocate of that as well. But I mean, if you like leaflet drop, for example, which is an old school way of doing things, which is nothing necessarily wrong with it, it works. But from my perspective, for me as a business owner, I can't measure it. I can't see who's picked that up. I can't see who's put it in the bin. I can't see who's used it as a bookmark. I can't see who've actually read it and read the whole lot, or read half of it, or read.
Yeah.
Do you see what I'm saying? So whatever you do, make sure that you make sure whatever you do is you can measure it in some way, shape, or form.
Yeah.
And also take note of who you're talking to. So if, for example, doing a leaflet job. Now, I wouldn't necessarily know, as I just mentioned then, who's looked at it. So what could I do about that? Okay, well, I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to come back in a week's time. And I'm going to knock at that person's door. And I'm going to say, hello, sir. I hope you don't mind. I posted a leaflet through your door last week. I don't know if you had an opportunity to read it. Would you mind if I just give you another one?
Yeah.
And I know it seems really forward, but if you're going to go down the direct mail route, you have to be direct. And also don't be afraid of it either, because most people go, oh, yes, sorry, and then they might actually read it the second time. You know, if a leaflet through a door, for example, is a faceless task. It's a faceless, it's not.
When I mean direct mail, I've got an actual, it's kind of like a design package which I made, which is kind of sort of retail related, and it was designed to end up at the right person's desk. So a design manager, for example, and it was just literally to stop them in the tracks, know who you are, and then you'd be able to follow up with a call. So it's not a completely cold call. But that's kind of one approach. But also I've just noticed, I mean, just this year has made me sort of think a hell of a lot. Is a bit like what was it Nicholas before with the cleaning product. There's no reason why, and I'm not saying it's an easy thing, and I am keen to look into designing my own product or products. So one thing is I'm really passionate about gardening, and camping. So I'm looking at designing, say, fire pits. So that is something I'm going to explore, because ideally that would be, for me, is a big thing, is having a product. I'm not quite sure how I could streamline or automate my design service, because everything I tend to do for clients is bespoke to that one particular job. They hire me because they like me and they know that they can trust me to do or deliver a design. I can't really automate that. Yeah, I could probably go, maybe do it, you saying do coaching, maybe with Loughborough University associated, I could go and do lecturing.
Yeah.
Maybe, I'm not so sure about that. I'm not saying no, but that still relies on me. So take me out, take me out the equation. It's not really a business, as you were saying. So trying to have a secondary income or revenue stream, I probably really need to, and I'd like to learn that side of business as well.
Yeah, I mean, what you can do is you can automate communication between you and your customers.
Yeah.
You can automate scheduling into your diary, and you can automate it so that by the time you're talking to someone, you've got someone who's actually genuinely interested in what you have to offer. So you're not wasting your own time.
You bring them through a bit of a funnel and take them down.
There's no reason you can't. ClickFunnels is a great example of that. They're bloody expensive, but still, I mean, the model is the same. So although you can't automate the core of what you do, you can automate the process and how they get to you and start talking to you, so you're not wasting your own time, and which in turn can make you more efficient. Even if the automation is just outsourcing someone else looking after your phone lines for you, they'll vet the customer for you, and then you only talk to people that are serious about the job. For example, I'm just saying, I am freestyling a little bit here, but for example, and also when you look at revenue streams, say if your business doesn't necessarily warrant an app, for example, or whatever, that's fine. But like you alluded to already, just do a different thing entirely. Why can't you do that? There's no reason why. I mean, I've got a clothing company, a taxi company. I do the money guy stuff. I've got a martial arts club. I mean, I do radio work. I mean,
it does work. I mean, I've just launched another business called Get Scouted, because I'm like Nicholas. I'm heavily into football. I'm the chairman of a football club, and a guy approached me. He's a coach and he's a football scout. And football scouts go all over the country trying to find players. And he said to me, why don't we flip it on its head? He said, I can get all the contacts, but I'm a hopeless businessman. I can't do that. So in the space of a week, we set up a website, we branded it, we marketed it on Facebook. Within 2 days, we had 165 parents signed up at £15 a head. 2 business books. But unfortunately, because of COVID, we've had to cancel it. So it's not a stop, it's a pause. We've also got a coach now down in Northampton and Coventry who's interested. So we're going to brand it. We'll give him all the facilities. We'll give him exactly how to do it, the knowledge base, our expertise, and we'll take percentage. And we'll be doing nothing. We might help him with the first one. But to your point, Adam, it's about what other opportunities are out there, what you're passionate about, what are you interested in, because if you're going to spend time on your business, make sure you're passionate about it. I'm passionate about the Change Partner. I absolutely love it. I'm also massively passionate about my football. And I think if people present opportunities like that to you, you owe it to yourself to understand whether there can be money made. If you can commercialize your passion, I think that's massive.
Perfect. And also, like you say, if one's a bit quiet, hopefully another one's picking you up, and that might quieten down. That's all right, because I haven't got any money this month from that business. But hey, this one's doing all right. I can just go. Do you know what I mean? Doesn't mean you can either have multiple revenue streams within your one business, or you can have multiple business, which then still gives you multiple revenue streams. Do you see what I mean?
Can I just make a point? What you could do, you could possibly, if you look at some of your competitors.
Neil, is your phone near the microphone, bud? It's a bit quiet.
Can you hear me now?
A bit quiet. The microphone's a bit quiet.
If you look at Facebook ad library and put in your competitors, you might see if any of them are doing much on Facebook. If they aren't, the market's wide open. But if they are, you might be able to steal, swipe, just get some intelligence by looking at a Facebook ad library and putting in your competitors. Because you can automate the marketing and the communications. And if that brings enough business, then you can delegate to maybe, whether it's outsourced, but free you up. So you really do have a business then. But have a look at the Facebook ad library. It's quite powerful. It's transparent and it tells you what other people are doing and how successful it is on Facebook.
Facebook ad library.
Yeah.
And is that through Facebook?
Just Google it.
If you Google Facebook ad library, it should give you the URL. I think it literally is facebook.com/ad-library. And then what you do is you put the business name in there, or you can search a genre or whatever. And so if you knew, like for me, if I knew that Martin Lewis, he's my advocate, but he's also my worst enemy. He's my enemy. So I'm going to Google Martin Lewis, and then I could look at what adverts he's doing, how he's running. I can see how successful they've been. Brilliant. I mean, the Trump campaign from when he come in, that was insane. His camp. Neil, how many adverts did he have on there?
He spent over 70 million.
Like Money Guy, you see there's 2 adverts running, right? Neil had 5 adverts running. Trump, 5,000 adverts running. It was insane. It was like, what? But that's how good it is. Because if you know that you've got a competitor that that does the same thing as you, check out their Facebook page, like Neil said, see what they're doing.
I know that if I found new customers, one just found me, and I'm not even advertising. And I'm just thinking, if I can advertise and sub some of the work out, I might be able to, that's one option. So have an effective advertising campaign. But I suppose I've got to give that a go first. And in the background, develop a product, for example, and then treat that as a separate entity.
Yeah, I mean, finding leads for people is a huge business. Huge lead generation is massive. If I said what I'm going to do with you, Dave, if you don't mind, I'm going to try and find you 100 customers, and then what I'd like in return is 10% of whatever they spend with you. Is that okay? In return, I'll give you 100 customers.
Yeah.
You're not likely to go, no, I don't want those 100 customers. You go, yeah, good, great, cheers. There you go. And all I'm going to do is I'm going to do the adverts for you. I'm going to find the customers for you, and I'm going to send them your way, and I'm just going to have my hand out ready for you. When you're ready, pop it in there. Thank you very much. It's just another way of doing it.
So
guys, I'm going to have to wrap this up if that's okay. I've got something to do at 9 o'clock, but Adam, that was just amazing. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Thanks for giving me the opportunity. I appreciate it.
Your time. And I'm sure, it's great to be connected with all of you, in this entrepreneurial environment that we live in. And I know, that I've spoken with Adam on a few occasions on a one-to-one, and he's always been amazing value. And he's just great to talk to, even if it's not just about money. He's just a great person to speak to. From our conversations.
Can I connect with Adam then? Are you on LinkedIn, Adam?
Yeah, I'm on it, buddy. Yeah, it's just
And
the money
Neil,
guy.
and Neil, of course.
Yes, yeah, sure.
And Nicholas as well. Nicholas is still in the house. We'll connect with Nicholas.
Yes.
That's the thing. That's
I'm
one of
on
our jobs
LinkedIn,
tomorrow. I'm
yes.
going to seek you all out on LinkedIn, especially Neil and Nicholas. So massive thank you again from me.
Thank you, guys.
I will be running some more spotlight sessions, so I'll let you guys know what they are and whether you're interested and if you want to attend. So good night from me and thank you all.
Thank you
Cheers.
very much.
Brilliant.
Cheers,
Thanks,
Simon.
Simon.
Cheers, guys. Thanks so much.
Thank you.
Bye.
Thank you very much, guys. Take it easy.
See you, buddy.
Bye.